This is a Willets Point Shea Stadium bound 7 express train. The next and last stop is Willets Point Shea Stadium.
What do the Mets do post-trade deadline, right? What is the thought process after that? How are you going to get fans into the ballpark? Are you going to play Mark Vientos more? Because that's what fans want to see. Are they finally going to bring up Ronny Mauricio? And here's Billy Epler's comments about that. I think actually it was Anthony DiComo that wrote the tweet. He said, one big reason why the Mets didn't call up Ronny Mauricio when Luis Guillorme went on the injured list this past weekend is because they want Mauricio to become more acclimated to second base and the outfield, 2 newer positions for him. This is a direct quote from Billy Epler. I'd rather that happen in Syracuse than up here. Adding that Mauricio still has offensive benchmarks the Mets want him to reach as well. More from Epler was that we're really excited with what Ronnie's done this season. There's a really good future ahead of him. What do you take away from that quote, Art? Do you think we will see Ronny Mauricio? Because this is what my thought process was after the trade deadline was done, if they sold, that the way the fans were going to get into the ballpark is if they brought Ronny Mauricio up, because that's how the Mets were going to dangle this. They would sell at the deadline. Oh, we're out of the playoffs. You know what we'll do to get fans to come to the stadium? We'll bring up Ronny Mauricio because everyone wants to see him.
I think we'll see Mauricio, but not till May. After the Super 2 arbitration period passes next year, they'll call him up in May. Or maybe they don't want to call him up, but if there's an injury, they'll have to call him up like they did with Alvarez. But the fear, Anthony, is that Epler this offseason would trade him for something not good. So I'd be very worried. If Epler is still the man in charge and there's no David Stearns, I think they're keeping him in the minors so that his trade value stays high. Because what have they done with Mark Vientos this year? They have destroyed his trade value because the way they're playing him makes it look like he's not a major league caliber player. So no shot they see Mauricio this season. They're going to try to trade him in the offseason to maybe get, a big-time star here. Maybe they trade him to the Brewers for Corbin Burns or something along those lines. Or they're going to keep him down for the arbitration stuff, and you'll see him like in May when somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets have this track record of doing stuff like this. So I wouldn't be shocked at all. I wouldn't be shocked if we got to see him the last homestand or the last couple of games of the season. Just a little sprinkle that on you to have the Met fans see him for a little bit. But yeah, you're right. With the contract situation and trade in the offseason, it's quite possible that something like that happens.